Hey everybody, it's Maggie from Personal Euphoria with today's plank story. If you don't want to do plank, you never have to. You can even try plank for part of the story and not all of it. But what I'm going to suggest is do any movement, like do something a little freestyle, sway left and right, or do some turns. But whatever you do, try it with your eyes closed. And see, as long as you're in a safe place, right? And see if that feels different, or do you notice something different by closing your eyes? And that'll even be altered by the fact that you're listening to a story. But just what do you notice differently in your body, eyes open or closed, or nothing? All right. So, my family has told this story for years. It's kind of a running joke. My grandfather played ball in high school. And he was a pitcher, a really good pitcher, and on his team, he had a catcher, and they were, of course, friends, and the catcher grew up to be a doctor, and he was an obstetrician and delivered babies. And his name was Dr. Murray, and my grandfather and he remained friends for their whole lives. But Dr. Murray delivered my brother. So he didn't deliver any of my sisters. I have two sisters, so there's 3 girls and then a boy. Dr. Murray only delivered my brother. And so it's been this running joke that Dr. Murray used to catch for my grandfather and then caught his first grandson, basically. And that's kind of a story we've always heard. And now, my grandfather and some of his classmates, once they were all retired, would meet for lunch once a month. And once in a while, I would join them. And I continued to go to some of these lunches even after my grandfather passed away. And so I knew Dr. Murray. And so when Dr. Murray passed away after my grandfather, I went to his funeral, in part because I knew that my grandfather would want to be represented there. But I also liked Dr. Murray. Now, one of my best friends that I have known since I was born, our moms were best friends, and so we grew up together. She met her husband when we were in college. So I've known her husband since we were like 19 years old. And what I didn't know is that he was Dr. Murray's grandson. And we didn't put this all together until he passed away. And I went to his funeral. So it was just like this weird small world. How can that like go unnoticed? Dr. Murray was this, it's not like we saw him all the time, but he was quite a figure and quite a story in my family history, right? And here he was, the grandfather of a very good friend of mine. And it turns out my dad, once in a while, will send me things on Dr. Murray that now I send my friend's husband and he sends his mom, because like my dad found my grandfather's high school yearbook, and I don't remember what superlative my grandfather had, but it was like one, like, I don't know, maybe something like most good-natured or something. Dr. Murray had like best athlete, most handsome, most wonderful eyes, person you most want to marry. I mean, Dr. Murray ran away with the superlatives, which made me want to see Dr. Murray when Dr. Murray was 18 years old. But anyway, it's a funny story and a running joke, and I'm glad I finally made the connection between this friend and his grandfather. And with that, I hope you have a wonderful day, and as always, keep moving.